The time has come. Disneyland Resort has finally announced its reopening date, but it's not quite in the way you'd expect. We'll talk about that and a little more coming up next. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on Discover the Magic, and today we're going to be talking about A Touch of Disney, the brand new, all new shopping and dining event coming to Disney California Adventure Park, just announced by Disney, starting on March the 18th. So we're going to try to answer all the questions you might have for this event, and if you have any other questions, go ahead and let us know in the comments below that we may not have covered, and I'll do my best to try to answer them for you. All right, let's get started. All right, so we know the event is called A Touch of Disney. Disney finally released the information on the event, what it was called, and gave us some more information on what's going to be included. So we know, of course, the event starts on March the 18th and goes through April the 5th, at least on its initial run. They did indicate as well that they would extend the event on a weekly basis after April the 5th, depending on need or demand, or however long they needed to hold the event. My guess is they're going to continue extending the event if it's popular on a weekly basis until that time that Disneyland and Disney California Adventure are allowed to reopen once again, at least in a regular capacity, to something that we'd see like at Walt Disney World, you know, with tickets, reservations, attractions, all that kind of stuff. But again, this event is a shopping and dining event only. There's going to be no attractions. They're going to have special marketplace booths set up, so really similar to a setup you might find at the Food and Wine Festival at Disney California Adventure Park, the Lunar New Year Festival, or even like the Festival of Holidays. So if you've ever been to any one of those events, you can expect a similar setup at the theme park during this time as what you'd expect during those events. With some more things, of course. They did announce that they're going to have included entertainment, they're going to have PhotoPass photographers, they're going to have all your favorite foods, and then of course new areas inside Disney California Adventure that we haven't been able to access as of now, while Buena Vista Street, Grizzly Peak Airfield, and Hollywoodland all remain open as an extension to downtown Disney. But more on that later too, because that's also changing as well. So again, the dates are March the 18th through April the 5th. A Touch of Disney is going to have an admission price of $75. And what's included in that price, you may ask? Well, let's kind of break it down for you a little bit. So you're going to have included parking at the Mickey and Friends parking structure. That's the main parking structure for Disneyland, attached to the Pixar Palace parking structure. So you're not going to be parking at Simba parking lot like you do now, and there's not going to be an extra cost. It's going to be included in your admission price. So that $75 ticket does include parking. It's also going to include your PhotoPass pictures that you've taken throughout the day at the event. There's going to be characters, there's going to be entertainment, so there's going to be opportunities for you to take pictures with PhotoPass photographers, and all the pictures that they take are going to be included as digital downloads in that admission price. So as you can see here, there's the Mickey and Friends parking structure and the Pixar Palace parking structure. We're all familiar with that. But again, this is where you're going to be parking for A Touch of Disney. Your parking is included at the Mickey and Friends parking structure, which is this one here. This is the Pixar Palace parking structure. Who knows, they might use both, but I'm guessing with the amount of limitations they're going to be having on this event as far as attendance is concerned, they're probably only going to need the Mickey and Friends parking structure at this time. And then of course, as you know, if you've been to Disneyland before, at least in any recent time, you've ridden on the Mickey and Friends tram. And the Mickey and Friends tram route is right down there. You can kind of see it hidden in between the trees there. It runs alongside me, but look what popped up here at the tram route. So we've got a brand new decorated tram route that looks very reminiscent to the Disneyland 65th merchandise and memorabilia that had been popping up over the summer and just around fall time that they were selling merchandise for at downtown Disney. And of course, this was all first spotted by Paul's Theme Park Adventures. Thanks to him for tagging us in that so we could make sure to cover this for you. But again, earlier this summer, Mondo and I had been doing some walks along the tram route, and we had noticed that they were setting up the tram route for pedestrian access when Disneyland was originally petitioning to open back in July of 2020 on its 65th birthday. It would make sense that they use this as a walkway. They can't really use the trams right now due to physical distancing, so this would work really, really well for them. And it's my guess or my speculation that these particular walkways are going to be one-way directional traffic, just to better be more conducive to social physical distancing. So it's my guess that the tram walkway would be your walk to the Disneyland Resort, as it's wide, it's welcoming, it has the decorations. And then of course at the end of the night, when you're heading back to your car and you're going back to the Mickey and Friends parking structure, it's my guesstimation that you're going to be using the brand new overhead walkway and pedestrian bridge that I showed you guys earlier, kind of right over here in that direction, to get back to your car. So that way they could leave it one-way directional traffic so that guests aren't crossing each other in the same direction, and it really allows that physical distancing to take place. You can see they've got some more setup here. We've got covered trash cans waiting to be utilized. A little bit further down the path, we have some benches set up too. Of course, they've got the banners for the 65th anniversary decorations all put up now along the tram route, replace the old Rise of the Resistance ones that used to be there. I don't feel like Disneyland's really decorated the tram route in a really long time. They used to do these really cool Halloween displays, but I haven't seen that. So it's really cool to see some decorations on the tram route. And then you can see over here, just a little bit further down, you can see a bench back there on the tram route, a guest bench, just ready and waiting for when they do open this. And again, it's my speculation that when you park at the Mickey and Friends parking structure and you walk to the resort, you're going to be walking along the existing tram route. Some of you might be asking, how long is this walk? I would say it's no longer than walking the original length on the pedestrian bridge they built and then the attached walkway. It's actually probably even shorter because it does less turns and having to go through downtown Disney. But then again, it might be still a lot for some people. They haven't indicated if they're going to have any disability access for people that need accommodations that can't walk that whole length. It's probably something they will offer. They're usually really good about that kind of stuff, so we'll have to wait and see. But at least for now, you can see the tram route all set up here with physical distancing and benches and trash cans and all kinds of stuff. We'll get a better bird's eye view too. I'm gonna go to another area so you guys can see it. And here you can see from the bird's eye view angle, we got some benches and some trash cans set up here along the Mickey and Friends tram route. And this is the walkway that you're gonna take to the parks when you're parking for the Touch of Disney event here at the Disneyland Resort. All right, but let's go ahead and head inside now to the resort and talk a little bit more about the event. So additionally included in the admission price is going to be a $25 card that you can use towards tasting and beverage items throughout the event. So unlike the model at Knott's Berry Farm for the Taste of events, it's not going to be a prepaid like food voucher with tabs where your tabs will pay for your particular items. Now we don't know if they're going to be selling an additional like tab lanyard while you're inside the event to basically prepay for some items at a discounted rate. Maybe they even offer something like that for Legacy Pass holders. But as far as your admission's concerned, it does include a $25 credit in the form of a card that you can use towards tasting and beverage items throughout the event. Now, of course, your admission does include access to the theme park. There's no separate theme park admission required for this event. And it does also include some select entertainment and character interactions. So like I mentioned earlier when talking about PhotoPass, Disney did confirm that they're going to have character interactions at a distance at this particular event. They did highlight characters such as Mickey Mouse himself, of course. They're going to have characters like Tow Mater, Lightning McQueen, Joy and Sadness from Inside Out. So those characters and maybe more that you can interact with at a distance, maybe taking some selfies, maybe having some distant photos. In addition to that, of course, they're going to have select entertainment offerings set up. Not sure what that's going to include, but they did highlight that as well. So these are all things that are included as part of your admission. Now, with an event like Taste of Events at Knott's Berry Farm, All of those are included in the event, as well as the full price of your admission goes towards tasting. So this is a little bit of a change for us who've been going to these tasting events, because Disney's only giving you about a third of the cost of your ticket, so $25 of the $75 going towards your tasting, rather than the full amount like they do at Knott's Berry Farm. So we'll have to see how much these particular tastings are going to cost, because if you've ever been to a festival before at Disney California Adventure Park, the portions are pretty small. Although they're all excellent and great food items for the most part, I usually always love attending all of the festivals that they hold at Disney California Adventure, but they are a little bit expensive. So I don't know how far that $25 is going to last you at an event like A Touch of Disney. So we'll have to wait and see. I myself am going to budget it out, and I'm going to give myself a limit to how much I can spend before I go. And I'm probably going to buy a Disney gift card to help myself better prepare to stick to that budget, because it's going to be really easy to spend well over $100 on an event like this with alcohol and food and beverage items throughout the event. But basically, that's what's included in your admission here for the event at A Touch of Disney. Again, the event is going to be March the 18th through April the 5th. The time of the event is going to be every day that it's held, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. daily. So it's more of an afternoon, evening event, which will really highlight Pixar Pier and things like that that are so great at nighttime really, really well as we head into spring. As well as it's going to be held only on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It's going to be dark on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so not available 7 days a week, only just 5 days a week, closed on Tuesday and Wednesdays. So that's going to be a change as well too. But some important dates to remember, of course, are coming up here. Is March 4th is going to be the first day that you can purchase tickets. Now, Disney did indicate, or did tease, that the Legacy Pass holders, and a lot of people ask how do they know if they're a Legacy Pass holder, or what is a Legacy Pass holder? So a Legacy Pass holder is the name that Disney gave to all the annual pass holders that held active annual passes for the Disneyland Resort as of March 14th, 2020. So if you had an annual pass that was active as of March 14th, 2020, and your pass has now since been canceled since Disneyland has ended its annual pass holder program, you are now considered a Legacy Pass holder in the eyes of Disneyland. So they did indicate that Legacy Pass holders would get first dibs on purchasing for these tickets at the event here. And they did indicate to keep an eye on the Facebook page of all places. So the Facebook page over I think it's Disneyland AP's Facebook page, which has now been changed to the Disneyland Legacy Pass holder Facebook page. But that Facebook page would provide the details on how Legacy Pass holders are going to get their first dibs on the tickets for this event. So you're going to want to keep your eye on there. Of course, you probably want to keep your eye on Twitter, because Disney always releases a lot of news on Twitter itself too. But anyways, so again, it's going to be March the 4th for the first day tickets are available. And if you're interested in going on day one, I would suggest, making sure that you are available to purchase tickets as soon as possible, because Disneyland ticket purchases or reservation systems never truly really go smoothly. They're usually bogged down really bad, crashing, constant loading screens. I can't imagine it's going to go smoothly, at least for that first few bit of tickets that goes out. As soon as things dies down, it's fine. It's just that first rush. It really just never goes smoothly, never has gone smoothly, so I don't imagine this would be any different. But again, it's going to be $75 a ticket. They're going to be available on March the 4th. And you're going to want to get, be available, be ready to wait. Be ready to wait, because you're probably going to get on that webpage. Going to be a lot of loading, a lot of virtual queues on that website waiting to purchase your tickets. So just be prepared to wait. That's all I got to say. So some of you watching this video may or may not know, but the Downtown Disney District, which is the shopping and dining district inside the Disneyland Resort, did reopen to the public on July 9th, 2020, and has since been open and not closed down again since that date. And early November, or mid-November, on November 19th, they actually opened Disney California Adventure Park, or at least portions of it. So Buena Vista Street, which is like the street when you first walk into Disney California Adventure Park, Hollywood Land, which is the first land on the left-hand side, Grizzly Peak Airfield, which is the first land on the right-hand side, and then a little bit further in, just before the entrance to Cars Land. Those areas have been open since November the 19th for free. They've been open now absolutely free for guests to walk in as an extension to Downtown Disney. When Downtown Disney first opened, the demand was high, and virtual queues to enter some of the shops really just reached unsustainable levels of waiting times. There was 3-4 hour waits consistently for almost every store, and it really just made the guest experience at Downtown Disney really poor. So Disney added a few additional shops like the Stage 17 backlot premiere shop over in the back of Hollywood Land area, as well as adding the extension of Buena Vista Street on November the 19th. Now, these additional areas really allowed guests to spread out, have more availability of shopping and dining, and really just let guests kind of, like, I guess, more spread out more evenly, so that the timing and the crowds were well dispersed, and it made for a more positive guest experience, and really was such a special time in Disney Parks history, because you can enter Disney California Adventure Park, which is a Disney park, absolutely free with no admission cost. As it stands right now, on this day that I'm sitting here, you can enter a Disney park absolutely free. You can walk right on in. You can get a Disney churro. You can get a Disney turkey leg, a Disney corn dog. All that is available for you to this day, but it is on a limited time. So with the announcement of this event, Disney California Adventure Park will have to close to start preparations for this event. Now, I mentioned earlier, this event starts on March the 18th. So the last day that Disney California Adventure Park will be open as an extension to Downtown Disney will be March the 14th. That's an important date to remember, guys. So if you wanted to take advantage of Buena Vista Street and Disney California Adventure Park as an extension to Downtown Disney, you only have until March the 14th to do so for free. Like I said, it's a unique time in Disney Parks history where you can enter a Disney park at absolutely no cost, walk right on in, purchase some food, some snacks. You can go shopping at any of the stores available in those areas at no admission costs. And it's a unique time to really take in the environment. And it's probably going to be the only time this will ever happen in our lifetime or in Disney Parks history. They've never given away their parks for free like this before, and it's been such a unique thing to see and experience as a guest and as a Southern California resident here at the Disneyland Resort. And that date is March the 14th that Disney California Adventure Park does close to prepare for this event. Now, those are some important dates we need to remember. So we already have March the 4th, which is the first day to start purchasing tickets for this event. Then we have March the 11th, which is the first day that you can make reservations at Carthay Circle Restaurant and Pixar Piers Lamplight Lounge. Then we have March the 14th, which is going to be the last day that Disney California Adventure is open for free as an extension to Downtown Disney. And then, of course, the next date, which is going to be March the 18th, which is the first official day of a Touch of Disney event. So I did also mention a date, March 11th, to make reservations at Pixar's Lamplight Lounge. That was part of the announcement as well, that Carthay Circle Lounge, Alfresco Dining Terrace, as well as Pixar Piers Lamplight Lounge would be available during this event to guests that make reservations. Now, reservations do not grant you access to a Touch of Disney event. A separate admission is required for the day of your reservation. But if guests do have a ticket for a specific Touch of Disney event day, they can make dining reservations at Pixar Piers Lamplight Lounge, as well as Carthay Circle's Alfresco Dining Terrace. So it's a really great option for guests that have been wanting to get reservations at Carthay Circle but haven't been able to. If you are planning on attending one of these events, you can make reservations at one of those two areas, so you can really extend your night. You've got a long time if you're going right since opening at 12 to 8 p.m. And if you wanted to dine at Lamplight Lounge and haven't done so in a really long time, what a great way to go back and experience Lamplight Lounge again. So I would highly recommend that. They've got some excellent food options there. They have some great cocktails there, as we all know. They have the famous Mickey's Fun Wheel drink there, which is off the menu, but you have to ask for it. But it's an excellent drink that lots of people love to order there. But again, that is one of the options that's going to be available for you. So this event is really about celebrating the food items at the Disneyland Resort that are world famous. And we talked a little bit about this on Speculation Sunday. A lot of people were really quick to label this event as a food and wine festival, but when you really looked at what Ken Potrock was announcing, and Ken Potrock is the president, of the Disneyland Resort, his announcement really, or his press release, really did indicate that this was going to be an event that was celebrating Disneyland's world famous food. So I was picturing things like the Monte Cristo sandwich, Disneyland corn dogs, Dole Whip, things like that. And sure enough, when Disneyland provided the announcement for this event, they did say that Dole Whip would be one of the items that they would offer, as well as the world famous Monte Cristo sandwich, which you can get at the Blue Bayou and Cafe Orleans. They did mention Disneyland churros, Mickey pretzels, corn dogs, things like that. So some of the other food items that some people didn't really pick up on in the announcement because they were kind of hidden were two places. One was they were going to be featuring food items from Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar at the Disneyland Hotel. Now, the Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar is my favorite location. I love that place. And they were going to feature the spicy wings that they do sell at that location as one of the food items at the event. In addition to that, they also mentioned that Pixar Pier's Poultry Palace would also be open and available during this event. Now, if you've ever been to a festival before at Disney California Adventure Park, you're familiar with the booths that they use for these particular items that they sell as like little tastings. They are going to be returning some of those booths for this particular event, and they're usually the ones that we would see at the Food and Wine Festival, specifically the ones that were at the 2020 Food and Wine Festival that, as you know, didn't get a full run because the 2020 Food and Wine Festival was cut short due to the nationwide shutdown for everything going on in the world, as we know. But those booths were LA Style, Disney Delish, we got Cluckadoodle Moo, we have Golden Dreams, and there was a couple others, I couldn't remember the name, but those booths are going to be coming back, and they actually called those marketplace booths. And so those booths would be set up probably in the similar areas that they usually are, which is the parade route, just outside Cars Land, along the Golden Vine Winery area, and just before you enter the Pixar Pier area. So we do expect to see those in those areas set up. They do have some additional churro carts set up, like the churro cart over by Grizzly River Run, as well as the churro cart on Buena Vista Street and things like that that are already currently available as we speak now. But there's so many great things coming to this event. It's going to be a lot of fun, even alone just for being in the park in its entirety. The characters and the entertainment, I think, is such a great option. I don't think that $75 is too much for an event like this, but I do know that it can add up a lot for a family. In addition to that, I do think that they should have provided a little more included food items with the admission. I would rather have seen like 2 or 3 prepaid food items, like tabs, like virtual tabs, included in the admission, because if you guys have ever been to a Disney festival before, you know that $25, especially if you're getting alcoholic items. Oh, which by the way, I forgot to mention, the $25 card that they do include with admission is only for food and beverage items that are non-alcoholic. The $25 prepaid card does not include alcoholic beverages. Of course, this is an event at Disney California Adventure Park, so alcoholic beverages will be consumed and they will be offered. Of course, with places like Alfresco Terrace, at Carthay Circle, and the Lamplight Lounge, a big feature for those locations is alcohol. So it is going to be offered at this event, but that $25 dining card does not include the option to use it on alcoholic beverages. For Disney to include like 2 or 3 tastings per se in this particular admission price as a prepaid option, and then we could have really got creative with how we use these items as kind of like tabs. I just don't feel like $25 is going to go a long way. If you've ever been to a Disney festival before, you know how much they charge for these prices at these booths. I think you're going to be lucky if you can get 2 full tastings for $25. So you're going to be spending more money. I'd highly recommend to do what I'm doing. I'm going to be prepaying for a gift card before I go to the event, that I can make sure that I stick to a budget when I'm going there, because if you're just going from tasting to tasting, it's going to be really, really hard to stay on budget, and really easy to spend a lot of money at an event like this. I'm going to get some of my favorites, show you those, and hopefully when I go to the event, if you're kind of holding off and deciding on what you want to get, you can see what I got, what some of the people I'm with got, and make a decision on some items that maybe you want to get while you're visiting A Touch of Disney. Again, but I am really, really looking forward to the event. I think it's going to be excellent. I'm so happy that Disneyland Park and Disneyland Resort, or Disney California Adventure Park and Disneyland Resort in general are going to be reopening in any capacity. It's going to allow them to rehire 1,000 cast members, retrain them, let them work shifts again. It's such a great option for guests and cast members to be able to be back in the resort, working again, not on furlough. I'm so excited for that, and I'm really, really happy that cast members get to be here creating magic again for all the guests. I know the event's going to be fun. Disney always does a great job with these events. They're always entertaining. They're always a great time. So I'm not worried about that. I just know that with a $75 price tag, it's not something I'm going to be doing multiple times. I'm going to plan on doing this one time. And if the cards are right, and maybe I can save up some money to do a second time, I will. But I just don't think, with the inevitability of the parks reopening at some point, potentially this summer, and with there being no annual passes, of course, we're going to be purchasing tickets to enter the park. So I would rather save my money at that point to be able to enter the parks at least maybe once or twice throughout the summer if they are able to reopen, rather than spending my money for this event, which is just going to be food and dining. It's still going to be fun. I'm so excited to experience it at least one time. And again, this is a once-in-a-lifetime event. This is something like this never is going to happen again in Disney Parks history. So to be able to say that I attended this event, I think alone is really worth it in general. To just say you experienced that period of time where Disneyland was closed and when they had these special events, something that you can talk about, something you can remember. And I think they're going to really do their best to offer some great experiences. The festivals were getting better and better each and every year. And we know they have a dedicated team to creating these festivals. So we know that this event's going to be excellent too, and I'm just really looking forward to see what they offer. But that about does it for today's video, guys. Just wanted to kind of walk around the resort and physically show you the parking situation and the walking situation that was going to be active and in use for this particular event, as well as talk about some of the frequently asked questions a lot of people had, and all the information that I knew about this event, as far as questions I could think that people may want to have answered. But if there was answers that you didn't get or questions that you had that I didn't answer, go ahead and leave them below in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. I love reading all the comments that you guys leave. I love hearing everything everyone has to say. It's so fun to interact with everyone. I really do love all those things. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to do that. If you haven't liked this video already, please go ahead and hit that like button. It really does help this video be seen by other people who maybe aren't subscribed to me at this point. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel by hitting that subscribe button and turning on those notifications. So when I have a new video, you guys know exactly when that is. And of course, you can also join me live every Sunday on Mondo's Five Fires YouTube channel for Speculation Sunday, usually anywhere from 7 to 7:30 p.m. on Sundays. We do go live for that particular show. But thanks again, guys, for watching. And remember, if you have the opportunity to go to Disney California Adventure Park for the extension of Downtown Disney between now and March the 14th, I highly, highly recommend that you do it. It's such a rare and unique time. And again, as soon as this event is over, Disney California Adventure Park is going to be possibly reopening. And at that point, it's going to be an admission cost to get into the parks again. So taking advantage of Disney California Adventure Park for free is never going to happen again. So it's going to be probably a long time for a lot of us to be able to get back into the parks again, unless you're willing to spend that money each time you want to go to buy a ticket at Disney California Adventure Park. So it's I think something that not a lot of people are thinking about, and I really think they should. But thanks again, guys, for watching. I hope you had some information answered and some more clarity on the Touch of Disney event, and I hope to see you there. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you again soon.